Hello, Sun City residents. This is Rusty Bradshaw, and I'm here to give you some highlights from a presentation today hosted by Sun City Homeowners Association and the Recreation Centers of Sun City, covering scams and frauds. And this presentation included representatives from the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, the Maricopa County Attorney's Office, and they provided a great deal of information, a lot of it which we've all heard before, but it doesn't hurt to repeat, including for those who have not heard it before or need a reminder. This presentation was recorded, and Showa will post that on their Facebook page shortly. In addition, a lot of the information included in today's presentation and more is on the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office website at www.mcso.com/frauds and scams. But I'm just going to go through some of the highlights and let you know some of the things that they talked about. Sheriff Jerry Sheridan talked about if you get a text or phone call from a number you don't recognize, don't answer it or open the text. He said AI now allows scammers to get into your phone and steal personal information if you do answer the call or open the text. He also urged Sun City residents to keep their garage doors closed, because that is an invitation to these people who drive around looking for crimes of opportunity, such as open garage doors, and they'll go in and take whatever they can. Sorry for the Trevor Lawrence moment. Rachel Mitchell, the county attorney, tagged on to Sheriff Sheridan's comment about garage doors by saying, "Don't leave your guns in the car." She also said that AI makes scams look very realistic to actual businesses and organizations. She said even if scams are not new, they are always changing. So you got to be aware of things like that. A lot of people don't report the scams and frauds that happen to them or that are attempted to happen to them because they're afraid of being embarrassed at getting caught up in it or showing that they're vulnerable. But Ms. Mitchell said that those who are victims or get those calls are not alone. They did nothing wrong, and they're not stupid. So report it. Always report it. She also said that most scams originate outside of the United States, so it is hard to investigate them and prosecute them. So being proactive makes it harder for the scammers to succeed. She said some red flags include that you should be cautious of someone who is contacting you out of the blue wanting personal information. And she repeated the old adage that I've heard so many times at different presentations like this: if it sounds too good to be true, it most likely is. She also urged people to be aware and be cautious if someone calling them or texting them tries to create a sense of urgency. You know, you've got to do this now, you got to pay me now or else. That's a sign of a scam. She also said to be very careful if someone requests to pay by a gift card, cryptocurrency, things like that. And we'll get into that in a little more detail later on with another MCSO representative. Ms. Mitchell said that if you get a call or a text that sounds suspicious, don't answer it, don't open the text, and even if you do, verify with the organization they claim to be at. Call them up, see if they called you or texted you. Call them up, see if they actually do these kinds of communications. Maricopa County Supervisor Debbie Lesko said that an idea came out of a Sun City leadership meeting that the county is taking a look at, and that is creating an ordinance against door-to-door soliciting. And it's in the early stages, and there's a lot of study that needs to be done. And I mentioned to her after the presentation that whatever ordinance is created needs to have some teeth to it. And even if it's unlikely that MCSO is going to be able to respond quick enough to catch someone or be able to get to it quickly, because it probably won't be on the top of their priority list, residents need to have that hook. They need to be able to say, hey, if somebody's not leaving their door, hey, this is against county ordinance and I'm going to call the sheriff's office right now. Now, whether the sheriff can be there and take care of it or not is really irrelevant, because that will put a little fear into that person and make them think about the consequences. Little dry mouth, and got to take care of that. And not a scam or fraud or anything, but always make sure you're hydrated. Joel Campa, the new District 3 MCSO commander, gave some stats for District 3. He said that fraud calls to the district are down 11% between 2023 and 2024. Fraud reports are down 23% and theft reports are down 12%. However, burglary is up 54%. When I say reports, what I'm talking about is written reports by the deputies. Now, he also said that the drop could mean that there are less people calling to complain that they've been approached by a scammer for the various reasons that I talked about earlier. Being embarrassed and not wanting to seem vulnerable. But he also said it could also be that people are becoming more educated and avoiding these scams. He said the trend for fraud and scams for 2025 looks to be about steady with the numbers for 23-24. In District 3, the financial loss through scams was nearly $3 million. Some of the scams that you need to watch out for are imposter scams, romance scams, tech support scams, courier scams, and AI voice scams. They've gotten to the point with AI now where they can catch a recording that you've done, such as my videos, fake your voice, call someone pretending to be you, and scam them that way. Scams work because they sound personal and become emotional. And scammers really love to use your loved ones against you. Scams usually happen between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. because that's mostly when business is being done. Again, the commander talked about verifying with the legitimate organization if you get a call or text pretending to be from them. He also said it's good if you talk about it with other people, get a second opinion if something doesn't seem quite right to you. And in addition to reporting all scams, they urge you to report even if you don't lose money. Detective Mark DeBone talked about this in a little bit more detail, and some of it was repetitive, but like he said, with scams and frauds, repetitive is good. So hearing about this all the time helps keep people aware. He talked about why scams work. And first of all, they work because they exploit human psychology and they take advantage of trust. Now, the older generation, like me, like my neighbors, we come from a generation that is very trusting. Now, I've gotten to be quite cynical, so I'm not quite as trusting as some other people my age, but there are a lot of people out there who still trust very easily, and people will take full advantage of that. When you're if you do end up talking to a scammer and you present them with reasons why you don't want to get involved with it, they're going to have an answer for everything you say. And most of it's scripted. They've got a book in front of them with all these answers. They're ready for you. And a lot of their answers will make sense to you. Scammers are opportunists, and they don't care about you. They don't care that you might not have much money. They don't care that you might be just barely getting by. Again, most of these scams originate from outside the U.S. They don't know much about the United States. Basically, they look at us and say they're just rich Americans. And the detective said that most of these scams are coming from China, Russia, and a third one, and I can't remember what it was, and I didn't write it down, darn it. But India, that's the other one. China, India, and Russia is where most of these are coming from. And you can tell if you end up talking to them because they're always going to have that accent. Kind of like when you call a call center. How do you identify a scam? Here are the four major ways to identify a scam. If they want you to make the payment with a gift card, wire transfers, cryptocurrency, or through a courier, don't do it. Don't. Some of them are going back to cash. Some of them are asking for gold or precious metals. Again, they don't care about you. They're going to take from you whatever they can get. Cash, gift cards, whatever it may be. And the last thing that the detective said is that the biggest problem with scams with people is that people have given up safety for convenience. So be aware, be suspicious, and protect yourselves. If you feel like you've been scammed or you feel like you've gotten someone trying to scam you, report it to law enforcement. It may be tough to find them and prosecute them, or nearly impossible. But the more information law enforcement has, the better they can deal with it. So always report, always. Thank you very much for watching, and be safe.